Okay, action, right? Is it action? It's action.
We're happening right now.
We're happening.
We are happening.
We're happening. Okay. So I know that Milady wanted us to kind of interview each other and have some dialogue about who you are and who I am and what's the brand of Ted Gibson and what we're doing here in Las Vegas at Cosmoprof. Am I talking too much? Is that why you're looking at me
you're
like
doing
that?
great.
I know that look. Um, so why are we here?
Well, we are
You're
here.
blocking a little bit of my lights.
Is that better?
Okay, yeah, I can feel it.
You look good.
Yeah, thank you.
We are here because we want to hashtag see and be seen. We are, I don't know if you guys know this, but the first quarter of next year, Ted and I are we're relaunching Ted Gibson Hair Care. And so we're here at Cosmoprof, like going around the trade show floor. We're looking at packaging, we're talking to people, we're talking to manufacturers. I've become a really great photographer because everywhere we go, people want to take pictures with Ted, and so I'm like, I'll take the picture for you. Although some people must not believe that I'm a good photographer because they're like, I'd rather take a selfie. I'm like, okay, then I'll just stand here alone, watch.
Welcome to my life, or is that your life?
Yeah, well, both,
Okay.
I guess.
Okay, good. Good. So that's the reason why we're here. We're here in Las Vegas for Cosmoprof. It's actually our first time at Cosmoprof, which I can't believe that. But it's really great to be in a different kind of environment, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
That normally, we go to all these really major, huge hair shows, and we do main stage, and we do
We're
classrooms,
working
and
like
we're working
dogs.
like dogs from 4 o'clock in the morning to get ready for main stage. And then today and this weekend, here at Cosmoprof, it's kind of like reuniting with old friends.
Yeah, it's like a big family party.
It's a big family
It's
party.
really good.
It's people that you haven't seen in a while. It's people that you've been connected to, that haven't been connected to. I mean, yesterday evening, after the City of Hope fundraiser
we had a
last
great day
night.
Yesterday,
Yeah.
First we went to Eden Sassoon. A friend of ours had a little cocktail reception for her organization, Beauty Gives Back, featuring the Thirst Project.
Yes.
Where she's actually, it costs about $12,000 to build a well in Africa. And these wells can literally save lives, not just change lives, but save lives. And so that was really awesome to see the group of talent that was in that room supporting her organization.
And always fun to be with Eden anyway, right?
And she's so great.
She's so great.
And it was hilarious because Ted, at the end of, like, everyone was sort of speaking, and at the end of it, Ted pulls out a Benji from his pocket and he's like, I've got $100. Who else has $100? And in a minute, Ted raised $1,400 for the Thirst Project,
Yeah.
which was amazing.
Well, you know what? I think when you get a group of people, especially hairdressers, who I think have a lot of money. I think hairdressers make a lot of money, and if you're a hairdresser and you're not making a lot of money,
Raise your prices.
You know what? Raise your prices, because every hairdresser that I know that I want to be associated with create something really special for yourself. So I hope that you do that as well. Jason,
Yes.
you've been a hairdresser for how long?
I've been a hairdresser for about 20 years.
And why did you decide to become a hairdresser?
Well, that's a good question. I had kind of been playing with hair my whole life in a very casual, nonchalant sort of way. I never really thought about it as a career.
I feel like Oprah. I'm having an Oprah moment right now.
You are?
Yeah.
Are you going to give me a car?
No, but I hope that you cry. That's what I want. I want to happen is you cry.
I probably won't cry. Yeah, probably not.
Okay, my Oprah moment is past. Okay, it's gone. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah. What was I talking about?
About why you became a hairdresser.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And then I had a friend that suggested I go to beauty school. I was in college for 4 years and never finished anything and never felt successful in that learning style. So I wanted to try something more like hands-on kind of learning. And the day that I went to the Horst Education Center for Fashion, Beauty, Wellness, and Art in Minneapolis was I felt like Dorothy must have felt when she landed in Oz and her world went from black and white to Technicolor.
Wow.
That's what beauty school was for me.
That's great.
What about you?
Well, believe it or not, I have a really good friend that's a hairdresser, and he drove a really great car and had a fantastic apartment and wore amazing clothes. And I said to him one New Year's Eve, it'd be great if I always kind of thought about being a hairdresser. And he said, oh my God, you'd be great at it. You should do it. But I was attracted to, I think initially, material, to be honest. I was attracted to the fact that, this guy who cut and colored hair had all these amazing things. And, as a person who, at 14 years old had 3 jobs and has always worked, and, that my mom and dad weren't going to hand stuff to me, that I knew that in order to have things that I wanted, I had to work for them. So when I decided to go to beauty school, I would say very similar to you, as you were talking about how, Dorothy going from black and white to Technicolor, and how that completely her world changed. I would say the same thing for me. And I say all the time that there's really nothing better than a hairdresser. And our contribution to the communities we live in, to the country that we live in, regardless if it's in the US or abroad, that we have the opportunity to really change people's lives and make such a huge difference just by the power of touch. And one of the things that I always talk about is that we as hairdressers need to know our worth and what that really means, that there is no one else like a hairdresser. And they're laughing, but it's not. But they're not laughing at that. They're laughing at something else, because there isn't anything better than being a hairdresser. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, tell us a little bit about the brand of Ted Gibson.
Okay, let's see, the brand of Ted Gibson. So, this is an interesting thing. I teach a class. I teach a couple of classes. One for L'Oreal Professional with my friend Susie Bond, called Brand Yourself. And I also teach one at the Ted Gibson Advanced Academy. We have our own Advanced Academy. And that is called It's Your Business. And one of the things that is really important to get out of those workshops is to be able to identify who you are as an artist, as a hairdresser behind the chair, as a business owner. And so when you ask about the brand of Ted Gibson, I can tell you that our customer is aspirational. She is, generally speaking, a she. She is between 21 and 45 years old. She looks for more. She wants more. Whatever it is that she has is never enough. She always wants more. She is black, she's white, she's Asian, she's a mom, she's a wife, she's a entrepreneur, she's a lawyer, she's a doctor, she's a celebrity, she's a model. She's any woman. And I love what you say, Ted, about that beauty is individual. It's one of our mantra. But I love that it doesn't matter if she's a size 2 or a size 22. Every single woman just wants to feel beautiful and desired. And that's what we do at Ted Gibson, is we make the girls feel pretty. We make women feel as beautiful as they look. And I think that sort of sums up what our brand is to the consumer. I think our brand to the professional is a link to the fabulous life. We're 1 degree of separation. When someone comes to the Ted Gibson Advanced Academy, they're 1 degree of separation from Jessica Chastain at her Broadway debut, or Ashley Greene at the premiere of Twilight, or Deborah Messing on the red carpet for whatever 10,000 events she goes to. They also have the opportunity to participate with us in Fashion Week, and we have the ability to provide things for our industry that a lot of other people can't provide. You know, we are involved in trade shows, we're involved in Fashion Week, we're involved in celebrity, we're involved in consumer. You're working on a book, been on television. I've been on television. You know, and I think that that's, for the professional, those are all aspirational things. Like, a lot of people in our industry aspire to do Fashion Week or trade shows or be main stage presenters. We can offer that opportunity to people. And the way that we do it is through solid technique.
Yeah.
We don't teach haircuts.
Right.
We teach techniques. We don't teach formulas. We teach levels and tones.
That's a huge distinction, as you say that, because, you know, as a person who's an educator and a person who really believes in education, I think the hairdresser now is, I would say, more informed than any other time. Like, every hairdresser I know can go to the Ted Gibson Advanced Academy or go on YouTube or whatever it is, that they can access education like no other at this moment. And, you know, as you're talking about how it's just a great time, I think. And, you know, that's the reason why we ended up doing this Ted Gibson Advanced Academy, because we found that there needs to be this level of education that isn't just about a haircut or isn't just about the formula. It's being able to give someone the tools that will feed them for their entire career, not for just that moment.
Exactly.
You know, not for just that moment. So, you've been a hairdresser for how long?
Just about 20 years.
About 20 years. And in that 20 years, I mean, you color hair now. You're the color ambassador for L'Oreal Professionnel.
Yes.
You do trade shows, you help them develop product, you have editor events with the magazines, you talk to the press about L'Oreal Professionnel and the hair color. So why is it that you decided to why did you become a colorist?
Well, I did both cut and color for my whole career until we opened the salon together. And it's interesting because before I focused only on hair color, I was in a sea of hairdressers. And then when I focused only on hair color, it moved my career in a completely different direction. It's when I became, it's when I was in Allure's directory year after year after year after year. It's when I started getting attention from manufacturers, when I got my contract with Clairol, how I got my contract with L'Oreal. And it's, yeah, it's interesting how when my creativity and my passion wasn't divided between the two, and I focused on one, is when my career sort of exploded.
I know that he really gives me a hard time, because if you ever had a chance to watch the show What Not to Wear, and I was on the show for about 4 years, and I had to cut and color hair on the show, and I'm not a colorist. So what would happen is that Jason or someone from my team in New York would make up the formula, essentially, and I would apply it. But he would always give me such a goddamn hard time because he would.
He's like a 5-year-old with a crayon.
Because I'm not a colorist. You know, I play a colorist on television. That's the extent of it. Like, you know, for me, it's about sexy hair for me, and I feel like the sex is in the cut and style.
I think that you're wrong.
What do you mean you think that I'm wrong?
Imagine every single woman on a red carpet with no hair color.
I can imagine it.
They would all look like
I
old
can
ladies.
imagine. No. I can imagine it. I can imagine it. You know, the thing about what, really,
Really?
yeah. The thing about red carpet, right? And people, I know there are a lot of hairdressers. You know, with that beauty school license, it's really remarkable, because when I think about having a beauty school license and the things that I've been able to accomplish with that license, you know, when I went to beauty school, I had the Milady textbook, right? And full circle, now I'm the creative director of the Milady's textbook. It's really remarkable to think how having that beauty school license gives access to so much. And you, the hairdresser, have to know that. You have to know that there are so many things that you can do with that license. You know, with that license, I was a beauty school teacher. I developed product for a major manufacturer. They still have that product still after 20 years. I was a global educator for a manufacturer. I have worked on editorial. I've done shows in Milan and Paris and London and New York. And I work on the most famous women in the world. And I have salons, and I have an academy, and I have product just with that beauty school license. And
incredible.
I think it's really incredible. And, you know, I want to tell you, hairdressers that are watching, to know that don't limit yourself into thinking in one small little thing. The thing that generally happens is that people don't know what it is that they want.
Right. People
Right.
just go through life waiting for life
Yes,
to happen. To
they
them.
want gold just to fall out of the sky rather than grabbing the gold that's in front of them or looking for the opportunity. You know, but a lot of times one door opens and then the next one shuts, but you just don't sit there and lie there while that door shuts. You move to the next door, and you move to the next door, and you move to the next door.
Yeah.
So I'm really grateful to be a hairdresser. I'm really grateful to be an entrepreneur. I'm really grateful to have you in my life, because
honey.
I think that it wouldn't be the same. And
Maybe I will cry.
cry baby. And I'm just really truly grateful the fact that being a hairdresser, and I say it all the time, being a hairdresser is the most incredible thing in the world. It is.
It really is.
It is.
We're lucky guys.